Okay. I'm just gonna talk about the New Orleans trip I just went on. I got back Sunday. Yeah, Sunday night around like 8. It was super good. I left my school with, my guitar teacher and all that, because it was a guitar trip. It wasn't like a school, like a full school trip. And yeah, we left around 8 a.m. and then we drove about like 2 hours to Alabama, and we stopped at a Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna take the time to mention that I know none of the people that rode in the car with me is gonna watch this video, except maybe like 2 people. And I just want to say that my group, my chaperone, my group, we were awesome. Okay, we were like the best group out of all of them. We were amazing. My chaperone was just like me, and my best friend, he loves Motley Crue, all those bands. He was super awesome to talk to. His daughter, which was the group that we were hanging out with the entire trip, she's super funny. Her friend is awesome. I had a really good time. Yeah. So when we got to New Orleans around 12, maybe 2, I think it was 2. We went in the hotel for like an hour, unpacked everything, and we went to the Central grocery store. Or no, hold on, let me back up. Wait, oh! Okay, I guess I'll take that. Anyways, so yeah, when we got to the hotel room, we unpacked, and then we met back in the parking lot around I think 3. And then yeah, we loaded up and we drove to the French Quarter, and it took them about 20 minutes to figure out how to pay for parking, because there's a ton of middle-aged men that don't know how to work technology at all, except for text messages. And yeah, once we finally got that done, we walked around the shops for a second. Not going into all that, because we were on an itinerary, we had a schedule. And then we stopped at this one place near the Central grocery store. It was an alleyway between a makeup shop and a sock shop. So we waited there. We gave my guitar teacher the money. He went in the shop and bought these sandwiches. They were super good. And then yeah, after we got done this train thing, I don't know what you call it. It is supposed to take 1 hour to ride the train thing, but since we kept having to stop so often, the entire ride took 3 hours, which really sucked, because that driver made me motion sick. So I was trying to refrain from throwing up that sandwich everywhere. And later that night, hold on, wait, let me backtrack again. So, so when we got off the train thing, we caught a bus back to the French Quarter, and that's sick. Oh, I'll get a feather on my way back. Anyways, yeah, so we took a bus back to the French Quarter. Then once we got back to a meeting spot, me, my chaperone, my best friend, and another one of my friends, we broke off and we walked down Bourbon Street a couple times. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised my guitar teacher let us go there, because if you've ever been to New Orleans, also I should mention that this is not my first time going. I've been there once, but I was 8 and I didn't really appreciate anything. I didn't really understand much. All I did was go to the World War II museum and all that. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. So if you've ever been in New Orleans, I'm sure you know what Bourbon Street is like. And we went during I think last weekend of Mardi Gras. So, there was beads everywhere, alcohol bottles, you know, the lemon fresh trucks every morning. A ton of junkies. But yeah, we were walking up and down Bourbon Street, and then like an hour before we were supposed to leave, we went to the same group, me, my chaperone, and my best friend, and another one of my friends. We went to Cafe du Monde, and we got beignets and stuff. They were pretty good, but you know, I'm pretty sure I lost like 8 years of my teeth just by eating all those, like all that powdered sugar and stuff. And then Saturday morning, was it Saturday morning? I can't remember. Yeah, no, it was Saturday morning before Jazz Fest, which was the whole reason we were going. I got coffee and, you know, more beignets and stuff. It was the same group. And then we walked down. What did we do? Oh yeah. No, wait, hold on. Yeah. So after we ate at Cafe du Monde, we walked to the Jazz Fest bus. Excuse me. Yeah, the bus line, and we loaded up and we went. I'll post some shorts that I recorded after this video. But yeah, we checked in everything, went through the metal detectors and all that. The weird thing is that we couldn't bring in any like unsealed water bottles, but then whenever I brought mine up, they were like, "What's in this?" I'm like, "Water," and they're like, "Okay, go on through." So, I mean, I'm pretty sure like the main reason they wouldn't let you bring in unsealed ones was because, you know, like people trying to sneak in alcohol. But even then, they sell alcohol at the thing, so I'm not really sure what that's avoiding. But yeah, I brought my unsealed water bottle up, and it was like half drinking. And they're like, "Hey, what's in this?" I'm like, "Water." They're like, "Okay." And they just believed me, so I could have told them it was vodka. Or I could have told them it was water, and it could have been like vodka or like another clear alcohol, and they would have been like, "Okay." But that's besides the point. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Right, yeah. So after we checked in, the group split up, so it was me and my best friend for a while, which, you know, it was awesome. We finally got some peace with, you know, the rest of the group and all that. We got to do our own little duo thing. We got some pretty cool stuff. I got a wallet. It's handmade, like leather and all that. It's super cool. I'll put a clip in like one of the shorts or something and try and show it. Get off my face. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm being attacked. But, yeah. So, man, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm trying to think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so then after we bought the wallets, we walked around until, you know, like, we saw all these like different heritage things. And listen, I know Jazz Fest and New Orleans is all about jazz and like blues and stuff, but you seriously cannot get away from the people that won't shut the fuck up about it. It's just so annoying when people are always on about, you know, I love jazz. Jazz is everything to me. I get that you have an interest, and I'm happy for you that you have that interest. But if no one else is vibing with you about that interest, and no one else is interested about hearing about it whenever you're talking about it the entire time you're hanging out with it, just leave it alone. And I know someone watching this video might think it's targeted at them. It's not, okay? Unless you think it is, then, you know, that's on you. But anyway, if you're one of those people that just constantly talk about jazz and yap about how it's like, you know, everything to you, and you make it all about your fucking personality, please leave me alone, okay? And yeah, just leave, okay? And yeah, but yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Anyways, so yeah, we got to see like all the Mexican stuff, the African stuff. I took a picture with this Aztec dude. He was super chill. Man, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I took a picture with the Aztec dude. He was awesome. And then we walked around for about like 2 more hours. We got to see some Indians, not like the dots, actual Indians, not the natives. But yeah, and they played that generic Indian song. You know what I'm talking about. And they were just sitting there stinking it up. I was ready to get ready to throw an Axe bomb in there or something. Not like an actual Axe, like the deodorant. Because whatever. Anyways. So yeah, after. Oh my god, something died. Oh, it smells so bad. Oh my, dude, it's never smelled this bad before. That's disgusting. Anyways. Oh, why is that dude? Oh, he's turning. Yeah, so we walked around for a couple hours. We got to meet some cool people, some artists. There were a lot of people there just hand making stuff, guitars. Yeah. After the 4-hour mark, we got some hot dogs, which were $9 a piece. That's outrageous, all right? If you're someone that charges food like that, if you're somebody that charges that much for food, I can get a hot dog at Costco for $1.50. Okay, if you're making it to where I have to pay $9 per a hot dog, that's not as big as my forearm, dude. That's outrageous. All right, you shouldn't even be you shouldn't be selling food. I get it's at a venue where you're gonna make a lot of money, but yeah. Sorry, I had to let that car pass. I just think $9 for a hot dog is outrageous. And then, man, what was I gonna say? There's so many cars. I don't know what time it is right now. Anyways, yeah. So after we got the food, we walked around some more. Yeah, walked around. Oh my god, dude. I was gonna change the topic, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm gonna try and get through this without stuttering or forgetting what I'm gonna say. So after we got food, we walked around some more, and then Leve and Pearl Jam were playing around the same time. So what me and my best friend did was we went to the Pearl Jam concert. We saw 3 songs. Then we went to the Leve concert and watched 2. Then went back to the Pearl Jam concert and watched 1 more. And then right before they were about to play Even Flow, we left and then sat through the rest of Leve. And then people started texting us come on, they're playing Even Flow, they're playing Even Flow. And we didn't have our phones, we weren't checking our phones. We were walking back to the Leve concert. And, there was all this different music going on. We couldn't hear anything. And, yeah. And then after that, when we were loading back onto the buses, I talked to some other people from our guitar class, They were pretty chill. Come on, man. No, I was doing so good. Yeah. And then this lady on the bus, I'll never forget this. So at the festival, I got my face painted with 2 black stripes on each cheek. And, Nikki Sixx had his just like that, except on one cheek, I'm pretty sure. And this lady on the bus, whenever she was getting up, she was like, "Hey, excuse me, do you have your face painted like Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, you noticed!" And she was like, yeah, did you do that on purpose? I'm like, yes, I did. And she's like, okay, bye, Nikki Sixx. And I'm like, dude, that made my day, or night. But I hope that lady's doing amazing. That was the biggest compliment you could have ever given me. It's in a little bit. normal walking. Yeah. But yeah. She's like, bye, Nikki Six. I'm like, dude, there's no actual way. She had to be a paid actor, dude. And then, yeah. So after that, me and my original group, plus another group with, like, you know, some more guitar people that I really like, we went into this restaurant. I can't remember what it was called, but this server lady that was serving us, she was cracked out of her mind, bro. She was like, her eyes were bulging. I'm pretty sure she was like so close to an overdose. But, you know, she was nice, and that's all that matters. Am I walking on the wrong side of the road? Pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm walking on the wrong side. Oh, yeah, I was definitely walking on the wrong side. I gotta switch over when I can. Anyways. But yeah, so me and my best friend asked for root beers. You know, everyone else got their drinks before us, and we got cups of ice, and I was like, oh, I wonder when our drinks are coming out. And then she came out with our food, and I'm like, okay, I still wonder when our drinks are coming out. And I'm like, hey, and then, like, I think 10 minutes after, like, 2 people had gotten their food, she brought out bottles of root beer, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. But my question is, why she would just give us cups of ice instead of just immediately bringing out the root beer? Anyways, so yeah, after we ate, the group walked over. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I met Moist Critical while I was there. If you follow my Instagram, you saw the pictures. He was pretty cool. It was like a normal, you know, interaction. I was like, oh my god, dude, can I please take a picture with you? My sister's gonna freak out. She's like, yeah, sure, of course. And I was like, and yeah, so we took the picture, and I was like, oh my god, thank you, my sister loves you. And he's like, oh yeah, tell her thank you for watching my videos, yeah. And I'm just like, dude, that's like so unreal, dude. I never thought that would happen in like my entire 16 years of being alive. And then, yeah, after that, we kept walking up and down Bourbon Street. I got my girlfriend a lot of stuff. My only regret is that I couldn't get her more. I spent about 130 of the 120, or of the 150 I had on her, and I don't regret a single thing because I got exactly what I wanted. You know, of the original 150, my best friend and another friend, they kept paying me back for stuff, so I had spent like maybe like 50 on them, and then they paid me back like 60 or 80. So at that point, I had like 130. Maybe. I don't know if my math is probably not right. But the point is I spent like whatever, it doesn't matter. All I know is that I spent money, I got some back, and I spent most of it on my girl. Anyway, and yeah, she loved her stuff. I saw her yesterday, it was awesome. And then I'm seeing her. Oh goddamn, that stinks. Oh my god. Ugh. Anyways, yeah, I'm seeing her again on Thursday. Yeah. I missed her the entire time I was over there. All I could think about was just seeing her again. And, you know, obviously sleeping in my own bed. Me and my best friend had to share a bed because we did not want to share a bed with this other dude that we were rooming with. He's like Diddy, dude. He'll try and touch us. Oh, that's all I'm gonna say. It's so weird. Anyways, but yeah. So me and my best friend shared a bed. I'm not sure what. Anyways, let me get back to the original story. So yeah, we kept walking up and down Bourbon Street. I got my girl a lot of stuff. We walked past a couple of strip clubs, and we walked past this one cigar bar that had like bowls of cigars just lined up. And like the windows were open and everything. You could just reach in, take a cigar, and no one would notice. And like, I'm pretty sure one of the kids did that. And, you know, honestly, I wouldn't blame them. You know, it's just out there. You might as well just take advantage of it. Yeah. So then we went back to the hotel. Yeah, yeah, back to the hotel, everything like that. Sunday morning, we went back to Cafe du Monde, but this time, you know, if you've ever been to New Orleans, you know that the St. Louis Cathedral is near Cafe du Monde. So some people went to mass, and others stayed at the cafe, or like went around shopping and stuff. But before that happened, we went to this place called the Court of Two Sisters. It's like this like really fancy like buffet thing. The bill was over $700. I saw it, and I'm super glad that was prepaid, because there was no way I was going to be able to pay for my thing out of my pocket. Even though my orange juice was like $3, which is outrageous because I thought it was going to be like 10. So I guess I got lucky. But yeah. Anyways, so after we went shopping and after mass, I think we just. Oh yeah, and then we drove like 30 minutes away, went to a gas station, changed out of our fancy clothes, and then we just drove like a straight shot, like 6 hours home. On like the last like hour, I had to stop at a rest stop because I just could not hold it. You know, I drank in like a slushie and coffee and all that. I was not going to be able to hold it all in, dude. I washed this in my hair. Oh my god. That was the most scared I've ever been in my entire life. No words in my entire 16 years can describe how scared I just was. Anyways. Man. Let me think. Hold on. Yeah. So we drove. Yeah, we stopped at a rest stop. And then, you know, when I finally got home, my dad was asking me all these questions. I was tired. I was like, dude, can we like not do this right now? I'm like, I just got out of a car for like 6 hours and I'm already back in. And I love my dad, but you know, sometimes he just gotta let me chill out for just a minute. And yeah, so when I finally got home, I took a shower. I played games for like an hour, and then I finally went upstairs to my own bed and my fan and my cold room, and I passed out. And it was like the best sleep I've ever gotten. And then, you know, after school yesterday, I saw her. That was like the best beginning to a week I could have ever asked for. And yeah, I also didn't have to go to school till like later today, so I got to sleep in like an extra 3 hours, which is amazing. But then tomorrow I'm gonna have to, you know, show up at normal time. Also, I completely bombed the quiz yesterday. I'm not even gonna lie, I did horrible. My math grade is gonna be horrid by the end of this, you know, this quarter. Anyways, that doesn't matter. But yeah, that was just an overview of New Orleans. It was pretty good. I loved it. I loved the food. I loved the people. I loved the junkies. A lot of the junkies could walk better and smelt better than, you know, half the people in my city and my school, especially in my school. You know, and half those. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that here. But yeah, it was amazing. 10 out of 10. I'm definitely going again next year. But yeah, if you watched this far, I guess just comment what I should post next. So, bye.